In the heart of Babylon, the cradle of civilization and the epicenter of wisdom in the ancient world, the secrets of wealth were revealed by a scribe who rose from poverty to amass a legendary fortune. The following lessons are the timeless tools he used to become the richest man in Babylon. While the bustling marketplace of Babylon was alive with the sounds of merchants hawking their wares, a humble chariot builder by the name of Bansia toiled away day and night, burdened by the weight of his unfulfilled dreams of wealth and comfort. One day, Bansia's close friend Cobby, a skilled musician, noticed the craftsman's inner turmoil and asked about his troubles. Bansia shared his financial frustrations, wishing for a reprieve from a life of labor and yearning for wealth and prosperity.
How can it be that I work so hard and yet have so little to show for it?
Bansia, you and I both work tirelessly, yet we remain poor. Surely, there must be a secret to acquiring wealth that we do not know.
In that moment, their mutual friend, Arkad, came to mind. Arkad, formerly a poor scribe, was once an ordinary man like themselves, but had somehow amassed incredible wealth and was now renowned as the richest man in Babylon. Bansia wondered aloud how he had achieved such success while they remained stuck in their struggles. Cobby, intrigued and inspired, suggested they seek out Arkad and learn his secrets. The answer to their dilemma became clear.
Let us seek out Arkad. His wealth and wisdom are legendary, and many seek his guidance. Perhaps he can enlighten us on the path to prosperity.
As Bansia and Cobby made their way through the bustling streets of Babylon, they reminisced about their youthful days and the aspirations they had once held, convinced that financial freedom was the path to rekindle their dreams. They finally reached Arkad's luxurious estate, marveling at its splendor, before their old friend made his grand entrance. With a mixture of awe and humility, they approached the wealthy sage, who welcomed them warmly.
Welcome, my friends. What brings you to my home?
Bansia collected the courage to ask Arkad for the secret of his prosperity.
Great Arkad, we come seeking your wisdom. We work hard, yet we remain poor. How can we too achieve wealth?
In the comfort of Arkad's luxurious abode, Bansia and Cobby shared their plight and asked for guidance, and Arkad began to recount his journey from a humble scribe to the richest man in Babylon. He methodically revealed the principles that transformed his life, assuring his friends that they too could attain prosperity by adhering to these timeless truths. As the sun set over the ancient city, Bansia and Cobby listened intently as Arkad began to share his first secret of wealth, the first cure for a lean purse. Arkad revealed that the first step towards starting thy purse to fattening is to save at least 1/10 of all you earn.
For every 10 coins thou placest within thy purse, take out for use but 9. Thy purse will start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in thy hand and bring satisfaction to thy soul.
Wealth begins with a small seed, which, if nurtured, grows into a mighty tree, which bears the fruit for more trees. Bansia and Cobby absorbed the prophetic wisdom and agreed to adhere to the tenets.
We understand. If we truly wish to accumulate wealth, we must save 1/10 of all that we earn.
Their first lesson in financial freedom was simple yet profound. Pay yourself first. Create an unyielding habit of saving and ensure that 1/10 of your income is always set aside for future use. By consistently saving part of your earnings, you gradually build financial security and increase the potential for future investments. And with Arkad's wisdom echoing in their minds, inspired and hopeful, Bansia and Cobby left the home with a renewed sense of purpose. The path to prosperity laid bare, guided by the wisdom of the richest man in Babylon.